Alrighty folks, I'm so excited about today. Welcome in everyone. My name is VooDoo Val and I am your host for another episode of Graphic Glow Up, and I'm super pumped about today because we are going to be diving into not one, count them, two different apps, and I hear myself. Oh no. No. Alright, sorry, I had the playback kind of replaying there in my window in my browser. I don't like hearing my own voice on the stream, it's so weird. But welcome in. If you're over on the YouTube channel, please come over to behance.net/live because that is where I'm going to be reading the chat. And I already see familiar faces in the chat over here on Behance. It's good to see you. Steve, welcome. Aishwarya, is that how I say that? Let me know. Thank you. Thanks. This is a new shirt of mine and it's one of my favorites now. I feel very wild. Caroline, welcome in. It's good to see you. Oliver, Elizabeth, Becca, what is up, friends? Anthony, Jermaine, Clever Devlin, General Kenobi, hello there. I see a Froja. Jack Watson, it's good to see all of you folks. Hi, Bliss. Welcome in, Uriel, good to see you. So yeah, we're going to be doing some animation, and I'm going to need your help because I'm going to open up Photoshop. We're going to animate some fun shapes and all that stuff, and then we're going to dive into Fresco, and we're going to animate some of the shapes and things we design in Fresco. But what I would like to do is kind of center some of our items and things that we illustrate around, I don't know, magic, but magic in, like, I guess in the way of what magic looks like. So like we could do some magical items, we could do some things like that, but like amorphous kind of abstract magical bursts of power, things like that, because I think those would be some interesting things to animate around some kind of little character or something like that. Cherry Blossom, welcome in, it's good to see you. Alberto, hello. Arshad, welcome in, it's good to see you. Yes, abstract animation. Very exciting. An elegant shirt for a more civilized age. Yes, indeed. It's very fancy. All right, so I'm gonna pop over to my Photoshops, which looks a little something like this, and I'm gonna start sketching. This is just a new file, and I'm gonna kind of do some sketches how we normally do for these episodes, where I just kind of go on with my bad self, just kind of sketch around like concept and things that we could do, and then maybe take some suggestions from the chat. So if we do something where we have some kind of character, which I don't know what that character would be, I kind of feel like it would be fun to make a character today out of an inanimate object, like a piece of candy or a pumpkin or a vegetable or something like that. So I'm gonna need some ideas in the chat. As far as like a candy goes, it would be really fun to like do some kind of something like this. I don't know, like a peppermint almost, and then that peppermint could have eyes, and like we have like, you know, the little peppermint candy things, but if we moved those up, it could be like hair. You know, could be like a little like peppermint pigtails, you know, and then it could have big eyes. I don't know, that could be fun. Little mouth. I feel like the mouth needs to be closer to the face because the larger the eyes and the closer the tiny mouth is to those eyes, the cuter the character seems, honestly. That's how that works. That's the magic of creating cute characters, is really large eyes and a very small mouth that is super close to those eyes. But I figured this could be, you know, something that might be interesting to do. A little peppermint guy here, a little medallion of candy with pigtails, that look like the candy wrapper ends. That could be really cool. A vegetable, it could be interesting to do like some kind of little I don't know, turnip guy, or like a carrot dude. A carrot dude could be fun, like maybe like a cute round, like chunky carrot, you know, and that carrot is, you know, like this. Do something like that, and then like the frill of the carrot could be like a bib, and then maybe he's really skinny. Let's put his like little hands. These are his little fingers. And he has like little baby hands, you know, and he's just kind of gripping his head like, my God, I'm a carrot. I don't know. Could be cool. Maybe his arms are thin and spindly because like roots or something. I don't know. Even though technically the roots would be here. But honestly, that looks kind of cute too. Like a little floof, little root floof. That could be fun. I don't know. Could be interesting. But what do you guys think? Give me some ideas, folks. We're gonna make a magical little object character today, and then we're gonna do some abstract animation around that character, which I think is gonna be super fun. We'll go on tonight as well. Let's see. I feel like Val puts down 2 brush strokes and makes something so cool. Thanks, Becca. I appreciate it. Yoda ears. We could do a baby Yoda. I'm going to interpret that as you asking. The chat has requested specifically Baby Yoda, and so I cannot be held responsible for any and all Yodas that are birthed into being for the duration of this show, because I didn't do this, I didn't plan this, this is not, you know, I didn't set out to do this today. If chat asks for it, then I have to draw it, to be honest. Let's see. I don't know why Baby Yoda looks mad. He looks so mad. He's angry. He's livid, guys. As weird as it is, I think his ears do need to be smaller. This Baby Yoda is furious. He's not having it today. It's just not having it. All right, there we go. What did you do to him, chat? What did you do to him? His body is also way too big. His body is way too large. I have half a mind to leave it that way, but I'm trying. I don't think I should. I think we should make him small. There we go. Let's see. I feel like he should be waving his arms, just super upset. Just like, why have you done this? Give me back my frog. Where has my soup gone? He's just like, I'm done. I'm done with this. I don't know why his arms are super long in this canon, but that's just how we're gonna play this. We give him some little fingers. He's just like, why? What have you done? What have you done? Oh no. Can Baby Yoda be holding a pumpkin? Yes, that would make this so much funnier. That would make this so much funnier. Okay, okay, he's... Hold on, let me move his arm. Let me move his arm. Somebody somewhere on the internal team has just tuned in. I can feel it in the force. Has just tuned in and it's like, is she doing this again? Is it happening again? enormous pumpkin I found. Look at them little feetsies. I feel like he needs his little feet, you know? There we go. It's just like, look what I found! I told you to stop putting these here! Like, what's up, Stony? You have failed me for the last time, Mando. It's time to be pumpkined. Call the Yoda police. Or someone took away his silver ball. Yeah. He looks so annoyed. Someone took his froggies away. Exactly. Baby Yoda throwing hands. Throwing pumpkins, specifically. But yes. Okay. Becca's like, I'm satisfied. Alright. I have half a mind to just make this our project. Pumpkins in chat. Pumpkin emojis in the chat if this is our project now. We will still do abstract animations, but we will do it around this really angry Baby Yoda. So yeah, if that's what you want, chat. Like, I'm really finessing my way into painting a Baby Yoda on stream today. I'm trying very hard. We're really going for it right now. Baby Yoda discovered the great big pumpkin. He did. And it angered him. He's furious. Okay, we got a lot of pumpkins from Becca. I wrote that just before the pumpkin was drawn, but hands and pumpkins are being thrown. Yes. All right, we got some pumpkins in the chat. I think this is our project now. I think this is what we're doing. I like it, and it's working for me. We might change him just slightly, but this is gonna be it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna isolate our Baby Yoda, and we're gonna put him center stage here. Okay, and we're gonna illustrate and clean this up in Fresco. I think would be probably the best bet. Like, maybe I'll put some base colors on him and stuff, but we'll have this Baby Yoda, and then we need to design something that's going to kind of be animated in the scene. So we could do something where, I mean, this leaf could move. If we wanted the leaf to move, that could work, but I'm trying to think of like big animations, big abstract animations that would be cool here. Maybe this Baby Yoda is a necromancer, pumpkin-mancer, pumpkin-mancy, gourdmancy, gourdmancy, if you will. And maybe there's gonna be like magic kind of flowing around him. I think would be really cool, honestly, if we had some gourdmancy going around. Maybe smaller gourds. Can we do smaller gourds? What do you guys think? Like, if there's just like I don't know, gourds kind of look like this, right? Gourds, that looks like a pear. Psych, what else is in a garden? We'll do the carrot, because we drew a carrot, so there'll be a carrot. So we're gonna do... Hi, I'm VooDoo Val. I am a professional, and this is what the people want. This is the industry, groundbreaking industry animation style, and art. This is what's in demand in the art industry at this moment, and I cannot be blamed for what goes on the stream, to be perfectly honest with you. This is what the art gods have demanded on me, and who am I? Who am I to say no? Who am I to say nay? A turnip, all right. Oliver says a turnip, so we got a carrot. We gotta do a turnip. Getting close to cheese ball Midgårdian territory. What is the Midgårdian? Like midichlorians, but gourds. Like if you put the blood under a microscope, there's just gourds swirling around. Getting close to, oh wait, I just read that. Tomato, zucchini, corn, potato. Okay. Scallion, broccoli. I like turnip. The turnips are like kind of round, you know, like a, you know, like this. That's like a turnip. And I feel like we could also do like a radish, would be kind of cool. So we'll animate radishes surrounding him. That actually looks like a radish. As I put that on, maybe we'll make it a radish. It's like a radish. It'll be like a radish turnip. I think that will suffice. So we got a carrot, we got a turnip radish. We're getting very Avatar: The Last Airbender with our vegetable hybrids here. I see potato. Show me potato. Let's do a potato. Very easy to draw a potato. Look at that. Perfect potato. Perfect potato, folks. We'll do potato. Didn't somebody write a song about potatoes? How does that go? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Cabbage. I see cabbage. Let's go ahead and do cabbage. And I think that'll be good because we're gonna duplicate these like as we get further into our design and we start animating. We're gonna duplicate these so there'll be multiple like variations of each of these vegetables kind of floating around the scene. I think that looks like a cabbage. Does that look like a cabbage to you guys? It's kind of giving me more garlic vibes, but I think that's cabbage-esque. I never thought that I would say that word, cabbage-esque. Is that a term? Can we make it a term? Cabbage-esque? I feel like that'll do for us. Let's go ahead and put like those will be vines. Or not vines, veins in the cabbage. That looks like a cabbage to me. Good enough. We used to have a Mr. Potato Head toy. As did I. Jalapeno. Spinach puffs don't grow in a garden. Clever Declan. Declan. You're Irish now. Sorry. Spinach puffs don't grow in a garden. However, I wish they did. Because I would have a spinach puffs garden for sure. Yes, Cody Bear, you were my hero. My cabbages! I don't know if anybody caught this, if anybody watched the Legend of Korra. This is for all of you Avatar: The Last Airbender fans out there. I didn't finish the Legend of Korra, but there's a point in that show where they, like this whole building gets destroyed and this guy like runs up and like looking at this destroyed building and is like, not my cabbage corp instead of my cabbage cart, insinuating that even 120 years in the future, that guy's family is still trying their darndest to farm cabbages and descendants of the Avatar and their friends are still destroying the cabbages. It's very unfortunate. Looks like a cabbage now. Okay, purple or green cabbage? I'm thinking purple. Honestly. So we've got this. Okay, we've got our sketch. We've got our vegetables, our veggie tables. And I'm wondering, I'm trying to make a decision here. I was thinking maybe I would clean everything up in Fresco, but I think we might just dive into Fresco, like just to do the animation. So let's go ahead and make this all beautiful. And yeah, let's go ahead and I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna try to do this really speedy because this is like a full-blown character illustration. No matter how meme-ish it is, I've still signed us up for like a whole illustration that we have to illustrate, like finish illustrating and then pop into another program and then animate, which is how I roll most of the time on this show, where I'm like, hey guys, we're gonna do something really short, simple, you know, short, sweet, to the point, in an hour, it's gonna be great, and then I'm like, oops, I planned myself a month-long project in the first 45 minutes, and now Now we got 15 minutes to finish this. Sorry about that. My bad. My B. But I think we can do this. I think it's good practice too. And honestly, in some cases, not recommend this, but in some cases, my, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it aspirations? Like I aspire to like do all these big projects every time I sit down, and I'm more times than not, especially when I'm streaming, sometimes I bite off a little more than I can chew. But because I'm streaming and because all of you are watching me in the chat, I kind of force myself to like get it done anyways. Which again, I don't recommend putting pressure on yourself like that if you want to finish projects, especially not when the projects are like imperative that you finish and well and don't rush. But sometimes, you know, that extra boost of like, okay, you guys are here, everybody's hanging out with me today, you guys are watching, we have a set amount of time, you know, laid out for the show, and knowing that I want to do a good job and like get everything looking nice and done for you guys during the broadcast, at least to a reasonable point by the end, kind of gives me a little boost. Has anybody else ever done that? And like I said, I don't know if that's the best way to do things sometimes, but I work really well under pressure. How many of you folks in chat work well under pressure? And by well, that doesn't mean that you enjoy it, because I wouldn't say, like, obviously, like here in this moment, I definitely enjoy it. This is the kind of working under pressure that I live for, to be truthful. But I work really, really well under pressure in other situations, and I don't think that it's great for me, but I find myself in situations like that often where I am you know, kind of down to the wire doing something, or I've accumulated so many large projects for myself on their own, separately from each other, that I'm like coming to a point where I have to finish all of them, and then maybe working on one of them would have been fine, but now I'm working on 5 of them, and I have to get it all done, and I always get it done, but I don't know, you know, I'm kind of torn as far as like, is that something that I should be doing? And I would love to know if you folks do that as well in your creative journey and how you feel about it. And I would also, we could like toss around some healthier ideas for how to handle working well in moderation, working well at a healthy pace versus you know, putting that pressure on oneself to get a bunch of stuff done and stressing ourselves out. What do you guys think? I know what you mean. It's not that you want pressure, but sometimes your best work comes out of it. Yeah, you know, like I really do feel like I work quite well, because in my brain, and again, this is where like the major stress comes from, is like sometimes I work very fast. And that's fine, and I can get the job done and everything works out. But like the stress and like getting it done in the allotted amount of time on time, that stress comes from like the anxiety once I get to that point where I'm like, I have to get it done. You know, like I don't have a choice. I have to do X, Y, and Z. It must get done, and then I'm stressing myself out so much, you know, worrying, like the anxiety of people seeing that I don't finish the work, and all of that. And that's the part of like working under pressure where I'm like, this can't be good for us as artists, where we're, you know, we're doing the most work we ever do, or the best work that we do under pressure, right? But is it healthy for us to be creating our greatest work under pressure if while we're doing that, we are full of anxiety? You know what I mean? And I contemplate this a lot, and I like to talk about this sort of stuff when I'm streaming, because I know that if I go through this constantly, then a lot of you in chat have to go through it too, and even if it's just one of you that does it, there's definitely other people out there that go through the same thing, you know? So I feel like if we talk about it, maybe we can help each other overcome it. And sometimes just sharing about it, you know, can lead you to a conclusion. I really like how I've done his hands, by the way. They're like really cool. I hate working under pressure. Always work, your work ends up bad. Yeah, and that's the thing too, is that sometimes, and I don't know, you know, I have been in situations too where I work well under pressure. I got all this work done. Everything is finished, but is it my best work? And if I had not either procrastinated, or if I had taken my time to do the work, would I have been able to present higher quality work to my client instead of like rushing it and not feeling positive while I was working, you know? But it's kind of hard, especially if you develop the habit of working under pressure, or knowing that you can. Sometimes I know that I can work well under pressure. I know that once I sit down and do it, doesn't matter how much time I have, I can pull something out of nothing and get the job done. I know that I can. But has getting into the habit of working that way changed the way I work? You know, has it changed the way that I work and function as an artist, and is that a good change to have made? I don't know. These are the philosophical questions of being an artist. Things that I wonder. We are only 30 minutes into the stream, and already we are looking pretty good here. Baby Yoda's arms are enormous, though. They are really large, and I don't think that that's a good way to be. I don't know if he needs big arms, because like, if you can imagine, if his arms are this big, he doesn't need his little stubby legs. He could just walk on his hands and still be upright. Like, he could like Donkey Kong this and just like walk around. And I don't know how I feel about that. I think emotionally this is stressing me out. So we're going to shorten the length of his arms for sure. We're gonna change this because I don't like it. It makes me very uncomfortable. Come on, let's fix you. Let's fix this. Let's just shorten them. I think they're still too long. Oh no. What do I do? It's still too long. Okay, let's try this. Let's try moving this arm over. And I think that if I move it after a fashion, like, you know, in another direction, like once we move it over here, his thumb can't be on that side. We'll have to like kind of change it a little bit, but let's flip it horizontally. Can I not flip this horizontally? Control T. Am I missing it? Flip horizontal. I was missing it. It's one of those things that you sometimes do when you're looking at something too hard. Okay, if we put it out here, here we go. Let's turn his hand to go under. No, it would still be on the other side. What am I thinking? I was gonna try and it's not moved over enough to like try and change the perspective like that. So let's just bump it over, and then let's turn it. I was gonna like flip it and then try to add some shading in a way that made it look like, even though the thumb's on one side, like it was on the other face of his hand, but I don't think that's gonna work. If we move it down, no, it still kind of has to come over here. Let's go ahead and go back, and let's just move it down again. Let's just make it really close to his head, and then we'll move the pumpkin down. I think. There. He's just gonna have longer arms than usual. He's gonna have longer arms than his cannon. But that's okay. Alright, let's go ahead and make his little head. And let's bump this pumpkin down, shall we? Let's put this pumpkin, like, right here. Boom. So he's got this pumpkin in his hands. And then we will... I'm not going to be too precious with his ears. And then I'm going to kind of pay some small attentions to the vegetables that we made, and then we're going to animate them. I am going to peek in on chat, though, real quick. The thinking about it too much is usually the problem. Yeah, in this case is not use the force, but use the pumpkin. Yes, indeed, he is using the pumpkin. If I can focus on one task, I'm fine. But if a bunch of people want things all at the same time, I'll often just go into mental shutdown and achieve nothing. Yeah, like getting overwhelmed, like supremely overwhelmed with, you know, what you have laid out for you. I'll tell you what I've also done many times in the past. This is something I used to do like more at the beginning of my creative career. And that was, once I started getting, like, people, like, potential clients reaching out to me for art, I was so blinded by feeling flattered that somebody, you know, had finally reached out to me to ask me if I could do art for them, that I said yes to everything. Because I was like, I went from, it's that change that eventually comes about where, you're not getting any clients and you're stressed out and you're a little upset, just kind of yearning for clients to come and find you. And when am I going to get clients? And how is this going to change? When is it going to change? And then it changes for you eventually once you put yourself out there and you start doing work and, you know, and word spreads around. But if you're not careful, you'll not learn how to say no, you know, you start taking too much work because it's like, well, just a month ago or so, you know, I wanted clients so bad, and now I have them. How could I possibly say no to these people who are asking me for work? You know, how could I do that? And then you may bite off way more than you could chew. I did that all the time, where I just, you know, I like took so many jobs all at once because you know, spending so much time never getting the work that you want, and then suddenly finally having people approach you for it. Really hard to tell a potential client when you're not used to having clients at all that you don't have time or room for them at the moment. And that was difficult. That was a hard lesson to learn. Very hard lesson. So this is the most terrifying Baby Yoda I've ever illustrated, and I have illustrated several dozen. And I have to say that on the list of like the terror scale of all of those previous Baby Yodas, this one is like an 8. And previously there were no Yodas on the list that had achieved that level of pure fear, you know. So I just want everybody to know that this is record setting here as far as Baby Yodas go, for me personally, and that we're doing it together. Okay. So there's our Yoda. He's got the pumpkin. I'm going to hide this sketch, and I'm going to increase the visibility on our pumpkin. Boom. And then it is time to throw some color in here. So let me grab this green. So we're going to have, this is probably just going to be cell shaded in Fresco, which I think is probably a good way to go. I'm not going to worry about like detailing him as long as he's colored in and you can see who he is and, you know, have the basic idea. I think that that is gonna work for us. It doesn't have to be a finished sketch, but if we could get it to that point, I think that would make it look higher quality than only using the sketch in our Fresco project. Alright, so there's his hands. He has like really muscly hands for some reason. I don't know why. this baby Yoda has like wildly muscled hands. And then I might do, let's see, we have about 20 minutes, I would say. And I think that in that 20 minutes, I can for sure get some cell shading or cell coloring, flat colors down into all of our vegetables as well before we pop over into Fresco. And then let's get his toesies. Can't forget the toesies. This is very important. And then we will do like kind of the abstract animation design. We're going to mess with some frame animation in Fresco, and we're also going to experiment with animating on a path, animating with motion paths, which should be great fun. And I'm excited about it because the path stuff, which I have been kind of having a great time with, which is something that I've done before, like animating with paths. I'm a lot more comfortable with them now than the last time I streamed that on Adobe Live, so I'm kind of excited to jump into that. Last time we just kind of noodled with it for the first time, but I've been putting some time and effort into it in preparation for Max these past weeks, which reminds me, I'm going to be at Adobe Max this year. I don't know how many of you are going to be there, but I am teaching a Fresco lab for Max, and I'm super pumped and excited. So you guys should register for the Max lab. I think it would be really fun to see you guys there. Is anybody in the chat going to be there in person? Because I would like to meet you. I would like to shake your hand and or hug you, if you will let me. I think that would be super cool to meet y'all. Let's go ahead and grab like a lighter color, and let's also put a tiny bit of white, even though I just said I wasn't going to detail this much. Yeah! Very strong hands for holding large pumpkins. Yeah, he's not messing around with these pumpkins. He's the two-time pumpkin holding champion of Alderaan. Wink. Sad day. Sorry. Sorry to any Star Wars fans in the chat. I apologize for that one. That was too soon. This is giving me It's the Green Pumpkin Charlie Brown vibes. Oh, yeah! Yeah! Yeah, I can see it. I think that this is going to be the last little detail that I do on him, because I don't want to. We're spending too much time now. It's too much now. Okay. Do we want to do the pumpkin? Oh, see, this is where I'm doing the thing where I don't stop, but we can just. I'm just gonna do like this. That'll be fine. And then maybe I'll grab this and we will throw some on here. And there we go. Okay, now it's done. Now it's finished. It's beautiful. He's beautiful. And I'm gonna do a thing that I don't usually do, but for this instance, we're gonna do it, is I'm just gonna snag these and I'm going to Control E and I'm gonna merge that. So it's its own layer. We're gonna call this BB Yoda. There we go. And I'm gonna delete that, and I'm going to remove those. Let's just delete that, and then we got our vegetables. So let's go ahead and grab these. L for lasso, and I'm going to just layer via cut and isolate these to their own layers. Layer via cut and layer via cut, and they are going to be on their own, and we are going to, underneath each one of these, I'm just going to drop in random colors. So this is our, what is that? Are they separate? Oh, I cut out the wrong thing. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So this is the turnip radish thing. So let's grab some red. We got about 15 minutes. And I think we're doing okay on time. I think we got this. I think we can handle this. So let's do like, it's a radish. We're gonna make it a radish because it's easier for me to paint that red. There we go. So there's our radish. And I'm gonna, for the heck of it, I'm gonna put some green back behind this, just so you know. And we will merge those together. I'm just selecting and Control E. So we're gonna call this radish. Boom, there's a radish. And this is our carrot. So let's make a new layer underneath the carrot. And let's grab our orange. And I kind of want to make this a little more saturated so that it's not the same color as our pumpkin. I've been inventing my own pronunciations for a lot of mundane words during this stream. My daughter Corey says she likes your Baby Yoda a lot. I am so thrilled that Corey loves it a lot. That is the greatest compliment I have ever received on any of my Baby Yodas. And I thank you, Corey. I hope you are enjoying the stream. He's making floating veggie dish. Yes, he's like, yeah, he's basically gonna eat all of this stuff for sure. Alright, so there's our carrot. Let's go ahead and merge those. Carrot. And then this is our potato. So let's go ahead and grab like this brown. I don't want it to be exact, like the exact brown of his weird little burlap sack he wears, because if we're gonna animate it around, I don't want the colors to like blend too much. But let's do that, and then let's get like a saturated bright color and do something like this. Let's do a little bit of that. I think that is fine. There's our tater. Let's go ahead and, oops, not a group. Let's go ahead and merge. Let's call this tater. Boom. Tater's gonna tate. And then cabbage. I feel like we could do, I was seeing like a red cabbage in my mind, to be perfectly honest. And I was thinking maybe we could do like a desaturated kind of purple, because there's no purple in this, and am I VooDoo Val if I don't use purple? Like, is it a Val stream actually, if there's no purple here? So let's go ahead and do that. Like when you did the draw this in your style with Cody. Yeah, we did do like soup witches for draw this in your style. Absolutely. Okay, we have 10 minutes. We're gonna animate this in 10 minutes, y'all. Let me grab like a brighter purple. That's too saturated. There we go. There we go. Now it's all kind of cohesive. Like it all looks like it goes in the same set. So we have a Yoda, Baby Yoda, holding a pumpkin. We've got a carrot and a turnip radish and a potato and a cabbage. And I'm gonna call this cabbage. Boom. I think that's how you spell cabbage. If not, it is now. And now the next course of action is we're going to open this in Fresco, because we're going to start throwing some animations on it. We're going to do some really abstract, kind of amorphous animations of these things kind of floating and swirling around him, which I think will be cool. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and I'm going to flip over to my face cam real quick, because I am going to change up the scenes really quick. Because we have to switch into another program right quick. So let's go ahead and do that. And then let me pull up my iPad in our last few minutes here. And let me make sure my iPad is screen capturing, which it should be. Yes, indeed. All right. Boom, boom, and then we should see my screen, and then I will flip over. Ta-da! Yes, indeed. So you guys are gonna see my files here for a second. Can you guys see that? Yeah! All right, so we saved that as a Cloud Doc, Creative Cloud document. So it's already right here in my Fresco files right there. So I can just click that and open it, and it should have all of my layers and everything organized as it should be. It looks like it's taken a tiny bit to, yeah, there we go. Ah! And look, we've got our cabbage because I isolated everything on its own layers. We've got our cabbage, our potato, our carrot, our turnip, radish, and our Baby Yoda with the pumpkin, which is awesome. I think something that we ought to do is grab a color and kind of paint bucket a color in here. So let's go ahead and like sample this color and then make it like a little bit desaturated, just so there's, yeah. And then I'm gonna take my brush and let's go into my favorites. And I'm gonna grab like a sharp, do I have like a palette knife? Yeah, smooth hatch will work. And I'm just gonna grab a dark color. We're just gonna put a little shadow here underneath. Excellent. That's a little large. There we go. Okay. So we have our Baby Yoda. Now let's jump into some animation because we have just a few minutes left here. It looks like we've got maybe 7 minutes. So this is how we are going to do that. So I've got all of my layers over here on the side, all of my little things here, and all I have to do if I want to animate, I think we're going to start with animate on a path because that is easier to do in the amount of time we've got left, is I am going to, let's hide the radish, let's hide the potato, let's hide the cabbage for now, and let's grab our carrot. We're going to reorganize these. So I am going to, I just realized I don't think you guys can see, so I'm going to actually bump my screen capture over here because I just realized that the thing I need to show you is not visible for you on my screen. So down here in the bottom, as you can see, it just highlighted in the bottom right hand corner, there's that little icon that has a play button with 3 circles kind of lined up in an arc. That is your like kind of editing, moving into your animation mode. And here you will see it allows you to hit path if you want to animate on a path, or it will allow you to press this plus button here to add frames if you want to do frame by frame animation. We're gonna do path animation, so I'm going to move this over here. I wonder if we can we animate like with it? No, we can't really do that. So I'm gonna do this here. Let's actually start this behind our pumpkin so that you can't see, and let's animate it on a path, and that path is gonna go like this. Can I do that? I'm using my finger right now. Probably should be. No, there we go. So we're gonna do, there's like a little, yeah, there we go. So it's gonna like fly around just like that, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add multiple carrots. We're gonna scatter those carrots so they're a little crazy. Let's add more. And we can also, let's see if we could like randomize them. And we could do uniform speed, or we could do original speed, which is the speed that I drew the path, by the way. So you could have it animate. However, if you want to animate like slow and then fast, 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 and then slow again, and then you set it to original speed, it will actually animate slow, fast, 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 slow, however you want to do it. So there is our carrots. And we've got about 5 minutes here. I think a lot of our produce is gonna go like this. So this works. Let's go ahead and leave the carrots alone. That works for me. And you can always return here and you can hit play. There are a lot of carrots happening back here. I don't know how I feel about that, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna transform. So another thing is if you hit transform on a layer that you have animated, you can either transform the layer content. So just the little illustrations or whatever you have on that layer. You can transform them, or you can transform the layer content and the motion path. So if I want to move the whole motion path with my drawing attached to it, we can, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to hit transform. So you can see here it shows my drawing and it shows my my path and everything. So I'm going to move it like down further so all that craziness doesn't show up anymore. And we can also make it smaller if we wanted to kind of do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, and we can play, and now they, you know, swirl all around. Let's come over into our cabbage, and let's unhide and let's transform. And this cabbage, I think we could have it like swirling all over the place. So let's have it swirling all over our pumpkin. Let's go ahead and start him here, and let's do a path as well, and let's kind of do this crazy path like so. So this is gonna be nuts. So this cabbage is floating around, and you know, if I had more time, I would maybe make these make more sense, you know, but we're just gonna have vegetables flying all over the place. Let's add multiple It's a masterpiece. It's perfect. Let's go ahead and scatter them. Let's add more. I don't want to, I made the path a certain way though so that it wouldn't cover his face, and I don't think any of these really cover his face. And that works for me. So there's those. And then let's come over to our potato. And let's make the potato, let's put the potato will stay in front, and let's transform that and bring that here, and we'll just have this go on a loop around here like so. So let's start the potato right there, and let's go ahead and throw that on a path as well, and that path will just be a subtle figure 8 around here. Let's do that. This is gonna be kind of crazy. I probably should have done that, you know. Let's kind of make that cleaner and just do it the once, and let's add more potatoes. There's a gaggle of potatoes here. Boom. I like it. And then we're gonna let's do the turnip behind him. Let's kind of bring this turnip back here. We got like a minute and a half, so I'm just going to undo this, and I'm gonna do this really quick, and we're gonna have this start up here, and let's go ahead and path it, and let's do like this. Boom. And let's add multiple turnips. Just this is a lot. This is a lot happening. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. And then I'm gonna come over to our publish and export settings, and I'm going to look at our motion, and we should be able to, so we can export an MP4, but I kind of want to just like see it. Yeah, generating frames. Okay, I'm trying to do this really quick so that we can watch. Okay. Yeah. It's beautiful. I love it. That is all the time I have for you today, folks. But I hope that you enjoyed this. This is one of the funner episodes that I have done, or the most fun episodes we have done in a while, I think. It's been a blast and a pleasure. I hope that you folks will come back to Adobe Live tomorrow for some epicness happening yet again, as we are always having fun, having parties over here on Adobe Live. This has been a blast. I will be back next week with another episode of Graphic Glow Up, and it should be just as shenanigan rich as this episode. All right, much love everybody, and I will see you next time.